everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to this week's episode of Nicole's Notions, brought to you by Pick Your Stitch. Today we are going to talk about rotary cutters and rotary blades. There are a lot of different brands and styles of rotary cutters on the market today. It's one of those tools that are completely indispensable for us. But today I'm going to talk to you about some of the styles that we have here in the shop and what some of my favorites are and the reasons why I love them. The very first style that we have is one of these teeny tiny little bitty ones. This is the perfect size for if you are cutting anything small, if you are doing any sort of tiny applique, if you are cutting around any sort of small template. This is the blade that you're going to want. If you have a tiny curve to do, something that a larger blade won't work easily for you, but you still have the convenience of the rotary blade over top of using scissors. The next style that we have is this Olfa. This comes in many different colors. As you can see, I myself own an aqua one and a pink one, and I have a red one at home, and I think I have a gray one. This comes in a lot of different colors, and I have a rotary obsession. But this one's very easy. All that you do is pull down that little lever, and the blade pops up. The problem with this one though, if this is a problem, the reason why these are not my go-to anymore is that this stays down, and I'm one of those people that I'm going to cut my fabric and I'm just going to lay my blade right down. And if I do that, look, see, you're making a face. If you do that, chances are good that you're going to grab this at some point and you're going to cut yourself. I don't know why. That's just the way I've always been. I guess I'm just too lazy to, make that little extra flip. So those are nice, they're wonderful, they're Olfa, they're fabulous. But I have recently, within the past year, switched to this style. This is the Olfa ergonomic 45mm blade. And the reason why I love this blade is that you can't just squeeze it. You can't just leave it down to go. You have to press this little button that unlocks your blade. And then as soon as you squeeze the handle, the blade comes out. It's not hard to squeeze. It's very easy, very convenient. But the way that happens is that once that blade is unlocked, you have to squeeze the handle in order to cut. So for me personally, it makes it really nice for me to pick this up. I squeeze the handle, cut my fabric, and then I just put it back down and the blade is covered again already. Again, personally, that's why I like it. This is another favorite of a lot of people here in the shop. This is a Quilters Select rotary cutter. And the reason why people like this is because it is very good for left or right handers, because the blade, when the blade opens, it can go either way. Another great feature of this particular cutter is that in order to close the blade, you just snap it right on the table and it closes up. One of the really great things about this particular cutter is that it has a lot of weight behind it. So if you have soreness in your hands, if you have problems with your arms, you're not going to need to lean into your fabric as much with this blade because it has a lot of heft behind it. Another style that some people use is this 65mm rotary cutter. This is a large blade. This is going to be good for any of your heavier or thicker fabrics, any of your plush, your minky, your fleece, your denim. This is perfect for those types of fabrics. They come in these cute little packages just like this. They just snap right open and they're right in there. You have to be careful because they're very, very sharp. But this is great to store your old blades in as well, because I personally use my rotary cutter for cutting paper as well, especially any kind of patterns. If I'm working on any other sort of craft, I like to mark these as old, and I like to keep my old blades for paper. Olfa has your replacement blades, as well as Quilters Select has replacement blades. You don't need to use the specific blade for the brand of cutter you have. What you need to pay attention to is the size. It is really important to be using a fresh blade, especially when you start a new project. Part of the wonderful thing about quilting is the exactness and the preciseness of everything. And when you have a dull rotary blade, and you're not going to get that nice sharp cut. So right now is a great time to stock up on all of our rotary blades and all of our rotary cutters, because from now through next Wednesday when we close, everything is going to be 30% off for these accessories. Thank you for watching this episode of Nichole's Notions. We will see you next Wednesday at 7 o'clock.